Do you have a special gift for our amazing audience?
Roofers are very passionate. They're gonna they're gonna be all in. When they're all in with you, they're their best
I
friend.
think we use like 10-15% of everything around us.
I'll make you number one. You're gonna pay me $2,000, you'll be number one.
And I tell people, stop listening to those people. If you are not running successful business today, don't teach people. Give one advice to a brand new roofing startup company. Anything. It doesn't have to be about call centers.
Anything, I would say, I think like the biggest thing in this industry is learn from other people's mistakes. See what they're doing. The value you get from like universities, the values you get from people just free posting something from their experience. It's not that they're getting their $200 a month or whatever it might be. What you're paying for is the mistakes they made. Like me telling you what not to do to stay away from the Attorney General. Wait till you get involved with the Attorney General, see what it costs you. So just me giving that one tip of, hey, make sure you put the right of rescission in your contract, right? Something simple, something we should know. But to a new company, you might not know that. What is the right of rescission? What the hell is that? Does it matter if you're a senior citizen or not, right? There's different things there. But you should listen to people. Don't take the hard-headed like, hey, I know better. You should always take advantage of learning from people and learning from their mistakes and their experience. That's how you grow faster. And that's why some of the universities, that's why some of the paperwork, that's why some of the documents out there are really valuable. But people don't take it that way. They're just like, oh, what do you know? Let me show you. It's so easy. It's like, okay, well, wait till you go hit your head on the wall. Then come tell me.
Now, give one advice to someone who wants to open a service business that will serve roofers, like call center or marketing agency. Give them advice.
Roofers are very passionate. They're gonna they're gonna be all in. When they're all in with you, they're their best friend. But they also are like a girlfriend where the next day they're gonna be hating you and you won't know why. The emotion is there. What I mean by that is spell out clearly from both sides. Look at it from their shoes, here's what we promise. Look at it from your shoes, here's what we promise. And create some reasonable exchange. And the other thing about roofing people I will tell you, when I said they're passionate, another thing about them, if you communicate, they're some of the best people out there. If you communicate with them, even if you tell them, hey man, I fucked up, I went to Vegas and blew your money, and I need a week to get myself back on my feet, the funny thing is, they'll actually work with you. But if you hide, or you do stories, or you're flashing your picture of yourself on a sports car when you owe them money, you're gonna get it. And you're gonna get it hard. So you gotta be careful. Then you end up on Dmitry's deal.
Probably. Describe your favorite roofing client, like perfect roofing client.
For me, it's somebody who's not stubborn, who's willing to listen and adapt. The thing with what we're doing today compared to what we've done in the call center, which is different, is I like to describe, without naming the company, I like to describe what we're doing as a collaboration. It's a collaboration of getting things from clients that are doing 12 million and clients that are just startups and seeing what they're doing right and wrong and being unbiased and unemotional to it because we're like third party to it. Same, our administrative assistants that are working for them, our boss assistants, they're also getting the collaboration between each other. Like maybe I haven't done a warranty and you say, how do you do a warranty? Oh, I know how to do that. I have a guy who won't answer the adjuster. How do you get him on the phone? Somebody else says, oh, I'll help you. So it's a collaboration. So it's being willing to work with the process. If you hire someone to solve your issues and you still want them to do it your way, then it's not gonna work. You have to be willing to do something certain people's ways. So I think the ideal client for me is a person that listens. Like for example, Company Cam, I love that product and I tell everybody use it. And I push them to use it, but the people that don't use it right or are unwilling, and then they wonder why they're not getting supplements approved. They wonder why claims are delayed. And I'm like, guys, you could have solved this with 7 minutes more of your time.
Yep.
But they won't listen. So ideal client is gonna be someone who's willing to listen, understand, either follow and just believe it or question but then understand it. And I love questions. It's great because sometimes I challenge myself and go like, why do we do it that way? And then you think it ththrough and sometimes you make a little change yourself.
You've dealt with a lot of roofers. How many roofers percentage-wise will not pay their bill if you deliver results, especially in the marketing? Like if I give you 10 legit leads, I know like marketing leads are, telemarketing leads are questionable a lot of times, but if I give you 10 legit leads, how many roofers will not pay their bill?
I'll answer that with this, enough of them.
Enough of
Enough of them where it becomes a problem. I did a percentage model years ago. and didn't get paid. There's one of the call centers in the U.S. that charges $200 a lead. I was speaking to him the other day, and he's got a lot of money out because he sold commercial leads at a percentage, and he has enough money to call it a year out because people haven't paid. Problem is, people, they'll say they'll do something when it's easy and convenient in their direction. I believe there should always be a commitment from both people. You know, everyone should commit to each other to some degree. You can have some percentage come later, but there is a high volume of contractors out there that don't, and it might not even be their fault. I sell you a lead, and you're like, I got nothing, and then I found out you sold the job, but it wasn't you. It was your sales guy that went and started a company, and you're like, well, deal with him. No, he's not dealing with me. I have a deal with you.
Sure.
So I can't run your business. I have to run mine.
I want to briefly talk about history of roofing industry just in the last 20 years, and the biggest trend that you see is happening right now. We have some tectonic changes. Everything is, you know, with the Facebook on the rise, with all the big platforms. What do you see that's trending right now, and what's going away that was working 10 years ago? Because I see a lot of big companies who just not willing to admit the change, and they kind of start going down, or they keep teaching people, nope, I've done this, I've done like millions, you better listen to me. And I tell people, stop listening to those people. If you are not running successful business today, don't teach people.
I think the thing is that it's not vanilla. A lot of people are making things cookie cutter. So for example, Facebook leads. You get somebody that says, I know how to do Facebook leads. I know how to do telemarketing leads. And they get into a market and they take their same formula they developed somewhere and they apply it somewhere. But they don't understand that maybe this community is retirement. You know, they're not on Facebook. Or maybe they're more on Facebook. Maybe they're more on Instagram. Maybe they're on TikTok. Maybe it's a store market versus a retail market. I have it to watch my child to make sure she's not doing anything inappropriate, but other than that, nope.
Is it possible? It's like dating site.
I don't know. But the thing is, these guys, they get in and they try to apply their same formula, and they don't reevaluate their formula because they're so busy mass producing it for other companies. They don't focus on rebuilding their own business. With us, what we did with our company, I mean, we had our general assistant, then we had our marketing assistant, then we brought it into this job, Nimbus assistant. You know, we kind of like, we've been adapting, seeing what's going on. We started learning and saying, there's some changes we need to make to keep up with it. But I see everyone taking the silver bullet and saying, oh, if you're using that, I should use that. Now, you remember, what was it, the Google ad, like being #1, there were some companies out there that used to sell it, I can't remember the name of them, but they literally would say, I'll make you #1. You're gonna pay me $2,000, you'll be #1.
On Google.
Yeah.
First page
how many people can pay for $2,000 and be the first person? Then they did the first page. Well, Google changed their formula to the Google Guaranteed. You know, it's just start researching, start learning. Don't pigeonhole yourself into one service or one product. Learn, adapt. I think that's the key of this entire industry right now, is adapting. And it's a fast-moving market. Embrace technology, understand it. Don't let go of the customer service that I think a lot of guys naturally have in this industry. When they put their, well, if you really put it to it, they do have customer service. They're sales guys. But the technology, they sometimes don't want to deal with it. But they're subscription happy. Oh my God, the biggest thing we do when we bring on a company, we get them to give us a list of their subscriptions. Do you know how many we have to cancel?
I know.
They'll have 5 calendars, and they don't even use a calendar. I'll be like, you have 5 calendars, Calendly, Acuity, la la la.
Do you know why? Because everybody wants people to solve their problems. They don't want. I'm a minimalist when it comes. You go to my office, I have bare minimum. Like people, and it's hard for me because of roofing insights. I know the products are great. You know, you have roof scope, eye roofing, all of the. I have none, and the reason I don't have because I'm a minimalist. If it's not broken, don't fix it. If I have a problem today, if my sales guys comes to me, Dmitry, we need a better presentation. I'll go, I'll research, I'll give them a new app, but I'm not gonna overwhelm my guys. And this is cheap for sales guys. I don't know. There is a name for it. I can't come up with it right now. But if you have a toolbox, you have 5 different tools to do the same job. Back in the day it would be saw. Today you have a Dremel tool, you have a Sawzall, you have a skill saw, you have like gem cutter, right? So when you are doing a remodeling project and you need to cut a gem or something like around the floors, your brain goes fried. You don't know which one to grab. Am I taking this, or this? Right? Sometimes it happens with the apps. When you grab your phone, you don't know. Okay, should I start with the TikTok or Instagram? Which stuff I check first? You only have 5 minutes, and then you waste 30 minutes. Right. So the same happened in the roofing business. I see a lot of business owners, if it's you, go repent your sin and cancel half of your subscriptions. They go sign up for everything, thinking they're going to solve all the problems, or subscription will solve the problem. It's not.
It's not subscription, it's commitment. So whether you use, for example, CRMs is a big thing, right? Use AccuLinks, use Google Sheets, you use Job Nimbus, you use whatever you want to. Commit to it.
Has to do the job.
And understand when you commit, it's not going to be perfect at first. It's probably going to suck. But work through it so you get to know one tool and get to know it good. Like what you said with those tools, if I have too many tools, I'll never learn how to become an expert with one. But if I use one tool again and again, I'm going to become really good at it.
Recently I sat with a guy, and another guy recommended. He's like, Dmitry, there's this amazing OC tool. Like that guy knows how to use it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to that guy. Show me, sell me. So I go in, I ask him, and he's like, well, I only use it for like 3 days. Committed, right? And everybody talks about this guy, and he has no results. He has nothing to show, and it happens all the time. Just because you sign up, just because you start using, even like with these phones, like people don't use their phones. There's so many tricks and gimmicks on the phone. Like if you actually go to YouTube and you type in tricks of iPhone, you'll be amazed what this machine can do. We don't use it. I think we use like 10-15% of everything around us. When you start using it to max capacity, you become really good.
Well, learn. I mean, that's a nice part is you can exchange through the forums, through YouTube, through things like this. You can learn. But people instead they go home and what do? They watch Netflix. They watch games. Which look, everyone needs a little time out, but you still can't stop learning. People are just okay, and they think that magically somehow I'm going to know how to run Job Nimbus or I'm going to know how to use Company Cam. Company Cam is a very easy product. Using that example, just go to one house and spend 20 minutes committed to learning it, and I swear to God, it will change your life. Right? But does anyone do it?
But we're overwhelmed. Do you know why? Because we're like computers. We download too many apps, and our processor goes fried. And now we're running slow process. It slows us down. When you delete everything, when you clean your garage, your car, everything runs faster, smoother.
It's true, and like with subscriptions, what I do every year, I cancel everything and I start again just to know that what do I really need and add them back as I need them.
So you cancel it on behalf. So if I hire Bus Up Solution, you're going to cancel half my subscriptions?
Maybe.
And then,
do I have their subscriptions? I need to cancel. No, but the thing is, you need to understand what's value and what's not. If you haven't used it for so much period of time, see if you can do without it. And what you said, like that, there's so much information. I think it's the difficulty to gain knowledge. It's so easy now because I can get it in 2 seconds. If you want to know how to perform brain surgery, you can tell me pretty good from your phone right now. So there's no value to the knowledge. Before you had to get dressed, go to the library, go see a teacher, go visit a doctor, There was an effort put in to gain knowledge. There was a desire. You had to be passionate about it to go there. Now it's like, what do you want to know? Oh, how to fly a plane? Well, here, you know what yaw is, and you know what thrust is, and you're like sitting here like all of a sudden you're an expert, and it's like, wait, how do you know this stuff? It's like, oh, it's right here. So there's no value to it.
I have a question for you about scam artists, con artists in the industry. What's the solution? It's not me. I didn't tell you. What's the solution in your opinion? How can we deal with this problem? Because we have guys like Waxman, Shane Lee, all of those guys coming in, scamming so many people because it's so easy. What can we do? Can we put those people to jail, or like what can be done?
I think it depends on their contract. So if they're in Mexico, you're kind of like, or in Dominican or in Philippines, there's a lot of people. You're in a difficult situation. Number one, I think they do need a U.S. corporation, whoever you do business with. When they say, oh, we do business with the U.S., then you might say, oh, but your people are in Mexico. They are. I'm a U.S. corporation, so you still have retaliation. Now, then I get the argument. It's kind of funny. Sometimes I get the, oh, but you're giving Mexicans a job. I go, no, actually, you are. You're roofing, 90% of your roofers, they're Mexican and they're putting roofs on. I'm giving them jobs to stay there. You're giving them jobs to come here. So if you really want to make the argument, I'm doing the right thing. But the thing is that I think to try to help the industry, I think it's more knowledge, more awareness, giving people an opportunity to, letting them make things right, working through with them and understanding stuff. I've had some different things happen where I've been like on the other side of it and I've been like, how is that even right? And I don't know. I don't cry and fuss too much. I just let it be. But I've noticed some things with the people here that don't do the right thing by others, and sometimes it comes back to them, and they wonder why. And it's just interesting. But regulation of some sort, directory. You have a directory now that on the roofing side does it. Maybe a roofing services directory. I don't know if that's in there or not.
Sure.
But something of that
for
nature.
referrals.
Yeah, ask for referrals, ask for references. Create a. Sometimes it's nice to have a middle party to regulate the finance. Like in a title company, what do? You put stuff in escrow. Like I have this money available to you, and we can kind of do something to get going.
Roofing Insiders should come up with an escrow account. Before you pay marketer, we'll pay marketer based on the results. You give money to us. Mm-hmm. I think we have a reputation to hold people's money.
Perhaps you could, but you have to remember they have to survive on something. So let's say I work 40 hours for you and I make 0 leads this week.
Oh, I get it.
Right? People still need to eat.
But then again, like when we started Shane Lee, right? So I paid him $2,000 just to while I'm doing an investigation on him. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Like Shane, people say you steal money. Misha, I would never do it. Okay, here's $2,000. Give me some leads. 2 weeks later, not answering my phone calls.
I have a problem with someone who walks into my house. When you show someone good courtesy, and they steal from you, those are the people that I have no problem calling out. Shane Lee was crooked as they come, like literally sitting there to my face, being my friend, and stealing from me right there and creating problems for us. On the other side, there was a lot of contractors that he called and said, hey, I know you're working with Lateef, but come to me, I'll give it to you cheaper. I took his guys. And they were like, okay. So there's a different loyalty there too. There's another problem there
don't
too.
feed con artists.
Yeah, don't feed, there you go. Don't feed con artists. That's a good sign. Don't feed con artists. Like, don't feed the bears. Don't feed the animals. Don't feed the con artists. Just say no. And then if someone wants to try them, say, okay, you're going to deliver for this service. And then if I see it work, then we'll go more. But limit your exposure. I mean, we all can afford to lose something. Maybe it's $10, maybe it's $1,000. Limit and grow with it and see. It's a different model.
So I recently received invoice from one of my vendors. And it was Boss Up Solution invoice. What the heck is that?
We just want your money.
I mean, okay, so you're a third party. How come your name is on the invoice?
So we got involved with Adam Sand from Roofing Business Partner. And Adam came down and visited me in Mexico in January. And we talked.
Is he the only client of yours who you send invoices with your name, or is it a common thing in your business?
No, so this is a brand new venture we took on. So Adam, as you know, usually would come in and charge some $15,000, $20,000 fee to come in and train somebody in your office to do what he does. And I spoke to him as we were down there, and I said, hey, look, you're going to try to train them. They're not really going to learn it. And they'll pay once, but they won't give value. What if you could train people at Boss Up Solutions? I'll give you a staff. Train these girls on your methods, your technologies, your how you want it done. And what we could do, instead of selling it as a ticket for a course, sell it as a service where we will perform the service. So you get involved with however much you need to in the month 1 and 2, because that's usually the hardest. And then from there, transition to having the operators and saying, okay, these operators are here. So the Boss Up Solution girls are your marketing department. They're going to work for you. They're going to continue doing this process for you. So our idea there became, hey, why doesn't, so it's like Boss Up Solutions powered by Roofing Business Partner or vice versa. We never really, chicken or egg, whichever way. But the idea is my team is held accountable for managing this stuff. So what we've given him is, he's got 2 girls that studied law that are actually working for him. And he's got a 3rd girl who's studied being a doctor, they're working for him. But they're in my office. I regulate them. I watch their computers. I help them wherever I can. But Adam operates that team. So Boss Up Solutions, basically, we started that. The reason for the invoice, truth be told, Adam's bad at sending invoices and making sure people pay them. So I told him, hey, why don't you let us handle that, because it's much easier. And he's like, okay, because we have people to do it. That's the one thing we have. We have people. So
love it.
Yeah.
Do you have a special gift for our amazing audience?
What can we offer? What should we do? Our audience here? Inside or?
No, the camera.
The camera audience.
I'm talking to the YouTube audience.
Immediately what would come to mind would be I would love to host somebody in Guadalajara. If they come down, I have a place that they can stay. But right now with the current situation, that might not be the best idea.
It could be later.
I'll give them the value of or that. So basically, whether they want some free marketing for a few months, equivalent versus traveling down. Or come to Guadalajara and I'll show you around. I promise a good time.
Okay. What do you want from them?
The question I want is a fair, just name what your CRM you utilize and what are the pros and cons. And don't talk bad, don't talk good. Be honest. Just what would you like to see improve about that CRM? How about that? That's a better way. What I'd like to see
Absolutely.
improve about the CRM.
Absolutely love it. So comment below the CRM you use and pros and cons of that CRM. Lateef will pick a winner from the comments, and you will win the trip to Guadalajara.
Either that, or we'll do 3 months of Facebook marketing on the daily post for you. So whichever one you want to exchange is up to you.
My team is going to start commenting, man.
There you go.
All right, man. Thank you so much
All
for
right,
coming,
bud.
brother.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hey, everybody. Dmitry's not paying attention. Subscribe and like so I can get his attention so he pays attention to me. Boss up. There we go.
All right.